Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Markets are pretty exciting today, of course, after this Tuesday's big pump, bit of profit taking, bit of a pullback, but never fear. Elon Musk is here to pump our Doge bags once again. Big news dropped today that sent Doge flying to new all-time highs. Not a massively substantial pump, but I think it tapped almost 8 cents. But of course, to discuss all this in the markets and more, we've got two of our analysts with us as always. First, we got Alex up here. Alex, how you doing this morning?
I'm great.
Excellent. And we got Jason here. Jason, how are you doing this morning?
You know what? I'm just doing fantastic on this hump day. Considering Bitcoin kind of blew right down to the levels that we were discussing yesterday, the trades that we're currently in have taken relatively no hit at all, which is great. So all the trades except Theta BTC just 1% underwater right now, and the rest are 2, 10, 21% up. So we're doing great.
Beautiful. That's what I like to hear. Indeed, seems like the premium group had some solid trades overnight. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope all our members are doing well with all these great trades going up and this market being in this wild bull market. This is what we've been waiting for, and I'm glad to be here with everybody in the midst of this. Yes, we were here during the dark days of the crypto winter, and here we are now celebrating in what seems to be, the monumental pump for the ages, the 2020-2021 super mega Bitcoin and crypto market mega pump. What more could be said? I'm excited. Let's take a quick...
I hear the Chinese are adding a new animal to their calendar, and they're turning this into the year of the Doge.
Year of the Doge.
Hey.
And it has another picture of Fonzie right next to it. So you have to go, hey.
The coolest year.
You're the Doge. Hey, we're Chinese. I'm sorry,
right.
Keep going.
So today we do have it's a Wednesday. We do have our community mentorship session for the premium members, where we do have a more private setting to talk more one-on-one with our premium members. That's going to be happening around 3 o'clock today. That means today's show has to run a bit short. Only going to go an hour and a half opposed to the usual 2 hours. Hopefully we can still get to everyone's request. Going to take a quick look at crypto bubbles. Some major winners in the crypto or in the alt space. A few losers, but I do have to point out that Avalanche, AVAX, up. Oh my God, 70-something%, unreal.
It's like snow falls uphill.
Yes, talk about being slammed by an avalanche of gains.
Yeah, we were talking about how AVAX may have supply issues, with there just not being enough supply for Binance to even be able to handle withdrawals. That's why AVAX in particular requires 4, 8, 12-hour withdrawal windows, something like that. So I'm surprised. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not being like, I predicted it was good. I'm surprised how much AVAX has continued to pump. But that rumor that I heard, I mean, that could be the reason behind the heavy movement that AVAX is. Man, this just basically hasn't pulled back at all.
Nope.
Indeed, it hasn't. I hope. I think I heard Agency yesterday, because he heard your comments on yesterday's show, Alex. Agency did mention he was interested in picking up some Avalanche. I wonder if he did. If anybody else did, do let us know in the live chat. Did you pick up any Avalanche? Do you hold any Avalanche? But either way, congrats to any Avalanche holders in the house. Besides that,
I can't help but notice on the crypto bubbles that exchange tokens had a big day, just like we were talking about. There's BNB. There's OKB. OKB is for OK Exchange. FTT is the FTX exchange token, and then we also have where's the other HT Huobi token right there?
Yeah, HT.
Big day for exchange tokens all across the board, essentially.
Indeed, the exchange tokens continuing their mega pump.
And then Cake is Pancake Swap. Then I think a lot of these are exchange related tokens.
Indeed, QTOM up 41%, Cardano up 22%. Cardano, congrats to any Cardano fans in the house, because Cardano is in an absolute mega tear. I did also hear an announcement from the AGI guys, the Singularity Net guys. Supposedly they had a governance decision. They're going to be porting AGI from Ethereum to Cardano, so a feather in the cap of the Cardano holders. And of course,
What does AGI do again?
that's the one from that Ben Gertzinger, the guy who's building the AI marketplace. You know which one I'm talking about? The guy with the bot.
I thought that was FET.
The guy with the Android, the kill all humans. What's her name? There's a name for that. Anybody in the live chat?
Sonia?
No, it's not Sonia. Anybody remember? She made a cameo appearance on Silicon Valley, the TV show.
Yeah, I thought it was like Sonia or something like that.
I can't remember
Sasha?
what the name is. Somebody in the live chat remembers the name of the Android that Ben is working on that was in Silicon Valley. You know, the guy of Singularity Net fame, AGI token. I'm sure somebody will put it together, but let's keep going because we're low on time today, and I do want to get through everything. Let's dive into a couple news items I have lined up here. Of course, one of the leading stories is Doge spikes 20% as Elon Musk bought Doge for his child. Billionaire Elon Musk made crypto headlines once again, revealing Doge purchase for his baby son. Yes, this kid's still a toddler, but
Hodler.
yes, it's being described as the toddler hodler, right? The youngest Doge hodler in the game, potential, Doge whale to be in a few years. This kid is going to run a Doge empire if Elon keeps dollar cost averaging for his kid.
Right. I don't think he needs to do it anymore. He probably put.
I still think it's interesting. So which is it? Tesla is investing in Bitcoin, but Musk is buying Doge for his son. So is it more likely that his
Is he saying it's a toy?
billion-dollar company is buying the currency of the future, or more likely that Musk is just being paid to shill Doge and had a bunch of extra Doge on hand? He's like, hey, let me also shill Doge by giving it to my kid.
I'm not
Or
sure.
it's buying his kid the currency of the future and screwing over all Tesla holders.
Man, that kid doesn't know how lucky he is.
I'm
Yeah.
not
He
sure.
loves his son so much, he came out with the truth about his love for Doge even after Tesla bought Bitcoin.
Yes, I'm not sure what the circumstances of the purchase were precisely, but with that said, we can look at this tweet here that made all the waves this morning. Bought some Dogecoin for Little X. By the way, Little X is the nickname for this child, and he can be a toddler hodler, as Elon describes.
See, I bet he
it.
didn't even do anything. I bet he didn't even buy anything. I bet he just did that to clown.
He might have. Elon is
really
a man.
easy for that kid to make signatures.
He is the man
Right.
of the
Thanks, yeah.
memes. He is the man of the memes. He is a man of the internet. He is quite cultured. He's a cultured thug of these internet high seas, and maybe he's just got a sense of humor and he's just trolling us all. But
I think that's what he's been doing. That's what I would do.
best of luck to Elon and Little X.
He just listen. It's always put your money where your mouth is. He just announced that they put 1.5 billion into Bitcoin, and he's telling people, "Oh, just bought some Doge for the little one." And people are like, "What?" He's clowning people.
It certainly seems that way, but again, in a day in the life of Elon, this might just be a little gag he has before
Another day
his,
of the boring company.
Yep, basically, right? This is before he grabs his morning latte and gets off to the office or whatever they do over there at Tesla and SpaceX.
Flies the spaceship.
All right, let's get into the next story real quick. Here we go. So this one also interesting, something we've been talking the last few days. I guess maybe I should have put Twitter on that poll from the other day. But yes, another corporate decision to potentially get Bitcoin added to their coffers. Twitter CFO says social media giant is considering whether to add Bitcoin to its balance sheets. I love this. This is going to be great for the price, at least. All these corporate guys jockeying for a Bitcoin position. It's going to be amazing to have Dorsey and whoever else in the corporate sphere begin to start shilling Bitcoin en masse. But yes, Twitter CFO.
We know Dorsey is already pretty pro crypto, so it wouldn't surprise me if Twitter was a company that ended up putting some of their reserve assets into Bitcoin.
Well, for sure. I mean, he already owns another company that's directly involved with it. You don't think those are going to merge at all? Like.
Yeah, undoubtedly. That's why I guess I'm surprised we left this out of the Twitter poll yesterday. But the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, Ned Segal, was on CNBC yesterday in an interview, and they were asking him if Twitter has any plans to add Bitcoin into its treasury, and he replied, "We've done a lot of upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, how we might pay the vendor if they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, whether we need to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet should that happen," said Segal. "It's something we continue to study and look at. We don't want to be we want to be thoughtful about it over time, but we haven't made any decisions yet." Okay, so apparently they're at least mulling over the idea. I like it. This is, I guess Doge just stole some of the thunder this morning with the Little X acquisition, but that's okay. Twitter might buy us a bag of Bitcoin.
Drop in the bucket.
Yep. All right. Let's get into the final story. Here we go. We have Bitcoin to the moon. We've got a Lindsay Lohan celebrity here shilling. I think they're famous for some kind of movie from the 2000s. I can't remember. What was that movie from the 2000s that she's famous for?
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls. That's right. Yes, Lindsay
Don't
Lohan.
forget Herbie Fully Loaded. Come on. And there's the Parent Trap. Lindsay Lohan did a lot in her heyday before
before the fall off. Before
Says
the
guy
with
one of her posters from 07 in his bedroom.
Right.
I got the tattoo, buddy.
Oh man.
Oh,
mega fan.
See, that's commitment.
Yeah, stalker level super fan.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan. You heard it here, Alex, top fan of Lindsay Lohan. But yes, Bitcoin's been surging, and
coming for you, Lindsay.
We've had celebrity endorsements from all over the space. From Elon to Kanye to Ashton Kutcher, Maisley Williams, never heard of that. Paris Hilton, Floyd Mayweather, and many more. Well, now add Lindsay Lohan to the list. All right, so this might not be an A-tier celebrity, guys.
Where's the Post Malone coin?
Yes, when
it's
is Post
coming,
Malone going to rep the coin and pump our bags? I'm still waiting. Mr. Malone, do get your Bitcoin in order, my friend. All right, guys. One other thing I'm going to mention maybe is this airdrop. Let me see if I can dig up the link.
It's like she doesn't even know what that means. Someone just told her to type that in. Like, hey, if you want to get some traffic today, type in Bitcoin to the moon. She's like, what does that mean? Just type it, Lindsay. Like,
I wonder if Lindsay Lohan's tweet is the sign of a market top.
It is. Well, I mean, we compared that yesterday, looking at all those celebrities that were endorsing things. You're like, boy, what's happening here?
All right, let me mention one last item here. There is an airdrop for eligible Uniswap or SushiSwap holders. If you have a MetaMask wallet that had Uniswap or the SushiSwap tokens for the December 7th snapshot, you may be eligible for this new token, this Pangolin, yes, Pangolin is PNG is the ticker, the fairly new token. Again, I know there's a few savvy Uniswap and SushiSwap holders here in the chat.
For it yet?
I don't think so. I think it just dropped. People are having trouble even claiming this right now. I'm going to warn you guys, you're going to spend up to $200 in Ethereum fees in order to claim your PNG. Depending how much MetaMask or Sushi you have, you might get up to like $1,000 of this coin. I'm not too sure. I've just barely heard about this. Shoutouts to Alex for bringing this to my attention. I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to potentially look at claiming their free PNG token. Please take a look at this. Yes, you do need to have Uni or Sushi in your wallet on the December 7th snapshot. Like I said, just a quick FYI for anybody interested in some free tokens today.
Gas station Sushi.
Did we ever tell them about the Mirror Finance one?
We did not, but I did mention it to our community in more private channels. And maybe I'll bring that up for tomorrow. There's never any, it's, you know, you can probably
There's
claim.
no rush.
There's really no rush when it comes to claiming these airdrops. If you had your tokens in order for the snapshot, you'll be fine to claim them whenever. Okay, let's get into the poll here. I'm also going to drop the link to the community tab in the live chat right now. There we go. The link is up. And here is today's poll. Let me just make sure it's properly visible on screen. All right, yes it is. Today's poll is, now that Elon Musk has announced the purchase of Doge for his toddler, what sort of crypto are you looking to gift for your younglings? All right, guys, so what is the top gift? What is the must-have gift of the year for the kids? No, I'm not talking PS5. I am talking crypto. All right, what are you looking to gift your kids in perpetuity? This is, of course, your options today. First option is Bitcoin, of course. Are you a Bitcoin head? Are you a Bitcoin maximalist? Are you more amped than your whole family for Bitcoin? Do your kids roll their eyes when you talk about Bitcoin, but you're still going to give it to them anyway? This first option is for you. Second option is Papa Musk is right. Doge makes a great gift. Yes, is old man Musk correct? Is Doge the ultimate gift for a kid, given that this is the ultimate meme coin? Do let us know.
Every kid wants a Doge when they're growing up, right?
Yeah.
Come on, stealing my joke.
I gave you time to use it. You didn't use it.
Uh-oh.
I was waiting for him to finish.
Yes, that's a good point. You know, when the kid,
I wanted it to be in the poll, but he said no.
when the kid asks for a dog, you present them with a private wallet containing some Doge. So that's a one way.
Wallet?
Yes, that's one way to
Thanks, Dad.
get the kid the doggy he always wanted. Third option is AVAX is going places. I saw, well, I must have misspelled this, but Avalanche coin. I want Avalanche coin. I'm not sure.
I saw it. It was going up. There was a big green candle. I'm buying it for my kid.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I was trying to write in this poll, guys, but yes, this is Avalanche coin. Avalanche coin, one of the top gainers of the day. Avalanche doing big things. Seems like a big up-and-comer in the crypto space. So if you are in the Avalanche trade and you're currently up about 70% on the Avalanche for the day, and you've got a bit of surplus of Avalanche in your wallet, well, maybe you're going to gift your kids some Avalanche this Wednesday. If that's
Do you guys think that they're just doing this on purpose because the name of the coin? Because you've noticed that it hasn't had any really substantial pullbacks, so you think it's just going to go through its complete parabolic run and then just completely avalanche off?
Yes, let's save the avalanche jokes for when the bear market gets rolling. Yes, when that massive cascade of red candles starts forming and blows everybody away, we could start making the avalanche, the buried under an avalanche of losses jokes by that.
I'm telling you, that's going to be a headline somewhere.
I honestly cannot, in some ways, I cannot wait for the bear market. Last bear market, there was no way to short alts. You just watch alts tumble for months on end and think, man, sure wish I had a short on right now.
Finally, fourth option for today's poll is y'all are crazy. I'm giving my kid USD, America. So if you are not into crypto, you're passing on all this. The only hard currency is going to be USD, guns and ammo. This fourth option is for you. Obviously, be responsible. Gun owner, do not give your kids any guns, but in the meantime, maybe a few USD bucks under their mattress, your kids may appreciate moving forward. All right, guys.
Yeah, give them some firecrackers, some small explosives, but not the big ones. The big
Just the
explosives.
M80s.
It's the American way. It's the American way, guys. All right, finally, I'm going to make my response here. I'm going to go for Bitcoin because I am a bit of a maximalist. I do love the idea of gifting Bitcoin. Apparently, 81% respondents so far have chosen the Bitcoin option. We will check back on this poll a little later, guys. If you do want to put this poll over the top, please click this like button here. That really does help. And heck, you can click this comment and leave a comment as well below. I see GBU Wally has commented already. Bitcoin to the moon, LL. Who's LL?
Oh, Cool J. I'm sure they're good friends.
Which LL is it? What about not wasting money on kids? Well, I gotta give the young ones something, right? Can't just keep them in a cage under the floorboards, throwing them scraps. You gotta throw them a little Doge, my man. All right. We've got that.
Oh, Lindsay
knocked out.
Lohan. That's what he's saying. Bitcoin to the moon. Lindsay Lohan.
Yes. LL. How did I not put the
Famously
Thank
being
you.
quoted already.
Yes. Lindsay Lohan turns out to be one of the top reps in the crypto game for us
Bitcoin
now.
to the moon, Lindsay Lohan, Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
Okay. That's enough messing around. I'm going to quickly hop into the live chat. Say hello to all our dear viewers. S. Hyatt was first through the door today. He even spammed the live chat. First, finally, I am first. Yes, congrats, Mr. Hyatt. You finally beat NCAP
Wait, who was
Futures.
first? That was a joke.
Yes, Ron Legato was in here afterwards. We've got Crypto Bull in here. We got Subtext in here saying she made it here early. Nice to see you, Subtext. We've got ANCAP Futures a little late. Mr. Unicorn, another channel supporter. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's see, Jose Alves, another channel supporter. Nice to see you. Mac W, Mr. Ether, Robert Warner, as always. Polly B is in here. Rodney Lauer. It's nice to see some of the regulars in here. Some of these guys are becoming regulars, I should say. Polly B, Rodney Lauer, Ahmed Zishan is in here. Nice to see you as well. West End Military Products asking why Wednesday Doge. Well, Wednesdays is officially Doge Wednesdays. Jose Alves, question for later. Yep, we'll get to that. Let's see, who else do we have in York? Another channel supporter. Nice to see you in here. David Windle, Boris Bitcoin, as always. Dark Rico, my man. Dark Rico's in the live chat. We got Daniel, another channel supporter, in here. B-Flow is in here. Oh, Sophia. Yes, that's the name.
I was so close.
You were close, actually. Sonia was surprisingly close. But yes,
I was thinking of Mortal Kombat.
Sophia is the name of the famous AI robot developed over there at AGI's at Singularity Net, guys. So thank you so much for reminding me, B-Flow. Well done. Agencies in here. What does it do?
It's AI.
It's like the most.
Yes, I know
it's supposed to be the most sophisticated AI Android thingy out there, and AGI.
Sophisticatedly.
He's asking, can you have sex with it?
That's
Oh my God, that's it. You're out. You're out. This is not what we're talking about. Okay, that's save that for the Silicon Valley bit.
I mean,
right?
what does the AI actually do? I mean, is it like a chatbot? Like, what does it intelligently do?
Yeah, it's supposed to be able to carry on probably the most intelligent AI conversation possible out there right now. As for AGI, the wider applications of Singularity Net, it's going to be like a marketplace of AI. So people in the future are going to write AI programs. So it's going to be like Housekeeper AI or yeah. And,
like Roomba AI.
Yeah, something like that, and then people will upload those AI programs, and then you will load them onto your bot, and then in a decentralized marketplace, the person who wrote the script will get his AGI tokens for uploading the script, and you'll pay for using the AI in your Roomba using AGI, something like that, guys. That's roughly what they're going for. But let's keep going. Agency is in here. Gertzel and Sophia. Yep, he kind of nailed it. Doji backwards is EGOD. Oh my God.
It's been right in front of our faces.
Oh my God. Is this possible?
Oh my God.
Elon?
Oh my God.
Is Elon really the digital messiah? Is he secretly the new messiah? I think Agency might have cracked the code. I know this is cracking Bitcoin, but we're officially cracking crypto. Cracking crypto. We're officially cracking the Doge code. Okay, guys. Elon is the modern day Da Vinci, and Doge is his Mona Lisa. We are cracking the code as we speak, live on air. This is unprecedented.
Call me Tom
guys.
Hanks.
My mind is blown right now. Thank you, Agency.
We gotta get to the Vatican.
You've literally spelled it out. All right, finally, let's see here. Anybody else I need to... RK is in here. JG, another channel supporter, joined us this morning. GBU Professor Wally, of course, is in here. Sakatis is in here. Thanks for having me back, guys. I appreciate it. Yes, I made sure Sakatis, who was complaining about getting banned from Discord yesterday, he's unbanned, guys. We gave him another chance. Welcome back to the community, Mr. Sakatis.
Are we not merciful?
We're very merciful.
We not merciful.
Yes, the most merciful.
Unrelenting banhammer.
Of overlords in the crypto space. Of course, if you're going to be ruled over by anyone, it's going to be the benevolent kings such as us here. You heard it here, guys. We're kings. Super relax. Yes, all kings in my book. Super Relax is in here, another channel supporter. Thank you, David Windle. And that's about it. I would mention a few more guys, but I don't have a full hour to name off all our amazing audience members. But thank you so much, guys. Okay, finally, well, I think I've named it all. I've done it all. The intro's done. It's out of the way. All right, perfectly on time as well. We've got about an hour left in the show, guys. One final reminder, yes, we do have the mentorship session, which means we can't go to full, 2 hours, which means I will collect your requests, but yeah, don't be mad at me if we can't get to them all. In the meantime, Alex, I got you on screen, and we're looking at the Bitcoin USD. I'm going to go into the live chat, start collecting requests, and I'll let Alex do a quick market overview. What's going on out there?
Okay, so when last we looked at Bitcoin, I told you guys that I was pretty unexcited by Bitcoin at this level, even though we had just hit a new all-time high. I wasn't seeing a lot of forward momentum beyond what we had picked up from Elon Musk's tweet. It sort of feels like all the retail people that want to own Bitcoin, that they've got their Bitcoin. Their bags are packed, or they're waiting to see, or whatever. So we did get the pullback towards 44,000. I think we will probably wander up here a little bit and then have another leg down towards 42 or 40K. You can see that here on the 4 hour. We're just starting to get into the realm where we're looking for short signals on the 4 hour. We're here below the 4 hour baseline. Yeah. So WADA is starting to fire. We're below zero on our oscillator. So it may not be time yet. As I said, on lower time frames, we've put in decent little bounce right here. So we come up, slightly smaller one, and then we come back to retest this point of control from below, and then upon rejection we actually have the rest of that fall towards 40K, and then from there we'll see what happens. We're getting a daily sell signal, so if you're long, it's time to just get out of the long for right now, and we're kind of in wait and see mode on Bitcoin. You guys all know that my personal bias is that I'm bearish in this area right now until we see more. And
until proven otherwise.
Yeah, bearish until proven otherwise, just because of all this sideways action here.
I don't like that we haven't tested any support levels as of yet on that last chart. Like we're just kind of floating in the middle. And I feel like we'd need to at least test the top of that that past resistance there. Yeah,
just coming back down and retesting 40K, which is what we're talking about, which is exactly what you're pointing out.
Unless this is a legit 3-bar play.
Yeah. Well, it could be on the 3-day, which means
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we still got a couple days here. We come down and then close back up. And that'll kind of inform us on how we want to play it going forward. If we close back below, say, what area is this? If we close below 40K, then that's bad. That is a sign that we just couldn't hold this area. We're closing back inside of this trading range. And then once we're under 40K, this all is back on the table. Anywhere from 30 down to 40K. As long as we can remain above 40K, then things can stay bullish for Bitcoin. So one way or another, I don't want to buy here. I want to buy towards 40K, which, our TA is showing it's likely we're going to end up back towards that area one way or another, bullishly or bearishly. Mm-hmm. We pick it up here, and then if it turns out we're wrong about being bullish, then we can exit out of the long pretty easily, because we'll probably trade sideways, come down, come back up, test 40K from below, and then dump down if we're bearish. It's not going to be, just all straight down here. That would be, kind of ridiculous. So picking up here is a nice, safe entry for us, and then we'll see what happens. If it ends up that I'm wrong and we're bullish, then that's great. We've got the long that we secured here, and we can go forward. Otherwise, we'll be able to really quickly dump it. We'll know in a day or so whether or not picking it up at 40K was the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, we'll be able to start looking for shorts soon because we'll be back near the daily baseline. And once we cross below that, it'll be short territory once more. So I think that's the way to play Bitcoin for right now. We're not long or short from this spot. We're waiting for Bitcoin to pull back towards 40K, snag along near 40K. So basically on a retest of this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're not in any kind of leverage position long, but me, myself, and I would assume you as well, are spot long just in consideration of being above the 60.
Well, I'm spot long alts. I've been pretty clear. Right now, Bitcoin is not super exciting. Alts are the exciting ones. And we'll look at alts again in a minute too. I know it's a kind of a down day broadly across the market with some, very highlighted, really good ones that we were looking at in bubbles earlier.
Yeah, it's not market wide, that's for sure.
Yeah. But that being said, if Bitcoin did take off from 40K, I want a piece of it. So, let's snag that long towards 40K, and then we'll see what happens. If we need to get out of it, we could probably get out of it a break even or a slight loss. And then if we go up, then obviously we're long, so we're good. So I think that's the best way to go forward. But as far as my own personal feelings, you guys, I'm bearish. So if we close below 40K, we'll probably be looking for the exits. Ethereum here also showing weakness in this spot. As you can see, we're getting a bearish engulfing candle on today's daily candle currently. What that means is that this candle body is completely engulfed above and below by the bearishness of this candle. As you can see, it wicked higher, the candle body is lower. This is just overall suggesting that bears have completely overpowered bulls in this area, and we're likely to get a follow through back down here on Ethereum. It's going to depend on how the day closes. We have an opportunity here for Ethereum to diverge from Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulls back into the 40K range, but Ethereum just keeps going. It's good that we are holding this level right here, the 1725 area. I've been saying that we need to hold this area to remain bullish, and so far we are. It's really going to depend on how today closes, though. As you can see on the 4-hour, we're right now almost in short territory. We're not below zero on our oscillator, so we couldn't take a short here. But if we end up the day back under 725, then that will also be kind of a bearish sign. And we have a sell signal one way or another. I'm definitely not in an Ethereum long at this point. I'm, kind of waiting and seeing. And then it could be tomorrow we'll get one more candle up and we'll be like, oh, okay, well, looks like I was a little bit too bearish.
Take out.
Yeah, and then we'll sneak back in, and that will kind of suck. But as long as we're getting, these sell signals here and this bearish engulfing candle, then I just, to me, this is no longer as bullishly postured as it was when we were, just a couple days ago when we were back over here. It's like, oh man, this is really exciting. This is cool. But, a couple days later, now that we have some more information, it's a little less cool. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. But for right now, I'm kind of not interested in trading Bitcoin or Ethereum.
It's been really hard to read, to be honest, because honestly, I have been looking for good signals for the group, and it's just been right in between every single one of my strats. So I haven't been able to take any kind of direction.
Well, I think that's fine for us. We've
fine.
We've been putting on a lot of other fantastic trades, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are the biggest players in the market, but that doesn't mean we always have to be touching them. If we're not getting good signals on them, then you just do what Jason and I do, which is
find good signals.
Find signals elsewhere. Cool. It's as bearish as I have felt and I've made it known, it's not clear what's happening. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, everybody who's bullish is crazy. I'm telling you, it's like, I don't think you're crazy. My signals have been, more or less firing off in this area. There's been some questionable ones in this area, but I think overall, this is it's a very hard to read area, like Jason was saying. And And when markets are very bullish, it's clear.
Mhm.
You know, when we were looking at alts earlier this week, they were so, it's just a no-brainer trades all over the place. And hopefully you guys took some of the trades that we suggested earlier in the week and last week. I know basically,
I took them all.
yeah, almost everything is up. So I won't say it was hard for us to be wrong, but certainly if there was a week you were going to choose to listen to our advice, this past week probably would have been it.
I'm gonna go back at least a month and a half, to be honest with you, because I've been looking over it a little bit, and we've been nailing it.
That's true, but when it comes to trading, I always feel like it's like, what have you done for me lately? It's like,
yeah,
okay,
right. It's
right,
yeah.
But have you been right recently?
Past performance has nothing to do with future results.
Yeah.
But we can try.
Okay. Let's kind of zoom back out here for a second. Let's take a look at our derivative products here. Bitcoin dominance. Down today. Down yesterday. But I guess probably trading sideways on a longer term vert. There's a good chance that we have found resistance once again at 64%. So, here it's resistance. We break it. We come up. We find support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Let's see how higher time frames currently look. Yeah, so we could see Bitcoin dominance continue to fall here. Alts continue to do well versus Bitcoin in this spot. It's going to depend on how the week closes on Bitcoin dominance. For right now, when you look at this, it looks like, okay, so we broke support and then we kind of pumped up to retest support from below, and now we're closing back down. When you look at it on the weekly, it's not super exciting for Bitcoin dominance. The daily does have this break of the downtrend here going for it. Right now, we're retesting that break of the downtrend. If we can hold the break of the downtrend and we can hold the daily baseline on Bitcoin dominance, then
we might see Bitcoin pump.
Yeah, and in that case, if Bitcoin starts pumping, then alts will get left behind, and we'll switch our strategy. We'll stop looking at alts. We'll just pile into Bitcoin, and we'll start taking a bunch of leveraged Bitcoin trades as the situation warrants.
Like you do.
Yeah, but for right now, this is telling us that there's not necessarily signs of a change yet, and that alts still look better. Ecosystem down today, closing back up. Still holding above resistance. I would classify this as a relatively good sign if we can stay closed up here. Because as you can see, we did lose momentum here, but we come back down, tested on a lower time frame. That gives us the opportunity to continue momentum in this spot if alts remain bullish here, obviously. Uniswap coins, very interestingly, held on well today.
Mm-hmm. A close like that would be pretty bearish, though.
Yeah. Lower time frames are not exciting currently, but higher time frames are telling us there's not necessarily anything to worry about yet. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Dragon Perp kind of continuing onwards here. No sign of any weakness. DeFi still trading sideways, but making a new high today. This is interesting. Maybe we'll finally see some follow through on DeFi coins.
Sushi did the exact same thing, which was weird. It popped up and hit a new all-time high and then sold well into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see all this volume that got dumped right up into this high.
Yep.
It's interesting. We'll see if we hold this area. If we were to close back down, I'd consider that pretty bearish. There's a chance we could see a market-wide pullback in this spot, but it would just kind of settle down alts. Alts have been pretty parabolic for the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of them are up 50%, 60, 100%, 200%. 30, 40% pullbacks across the board. I think it'd be relatively
Not
normal.
shocking.
Yeah, it wouldn't be shocking. I've been excited about alts all week, and I'm looking at these charts now, and I don't feel as excited anymore after today's pullback here. All these wicks, the decreasing volume that we're seeing. Well, this is increasing volume here. It's hard to complain about, but why don't we see what the even broader markets are doing? A dollar trading sideways, perhaps finding support on lower time frames. This line right here is our monthly trend, as monthly trend on the dollar as shown.
Interesting that we're getting sold into the dollar as well as getting sold into Bitcoin.
So this is not super bearish today yet on the dollar, and thus I wouldn't consider this. This is not yet a sign that the dollar is going to rise and hurt the rest of the market, but it's just something to keep our eyes on. This is a strong area of support now that we have broken it. So you can see we form a bottom here, we come up off that bottom, and now we're retesting the consolidation area of that bottom. So this is relatively normal price behavior still. If we were to fall back down, probably below 90, I would start to consider that bearish for the dollar, which would be good for Bitcoin and the markets more broadly. Oops, that's not what I want. The Dow, interestingly, down today and then closing back up. This is much less bad than it was earlier.
Much less bad.
Yeah. So
riding that roller coaster.
Yeah, this is kind of roller coastery. I don't have super strong feelings on the Dow here. The way the daily is closing looks good. Lower time frames are still kind of sideways looking. As long as we can hold this area, then that's good for the Dow, and then that's good for the markets broadly continuing. NASDAQ not looking quite as good here. On lower time frames, this is bad. And we've got a sell signal on the daily. So I'm glad we did not rush into the NASDAQ after all earlier, like we were thinking about earlier this week. What is this going to look like? Is there going to be a weekly sell signal with this? No. This could still just be a little bit of consolidation before even more upwards movement. I don't want to get too bearish on this. I want to see more. Now that we're at this high, now that we've been looking for, bearish movements, I want to see more bearish evidence, okay? We should always want more evidence from our TA. So we need to wait for some weekly sell signals. We need to wait for some cross downs here. If we stay closed above this level, then that is bullish. But overall, I think I would still love to see the QQQ sweep back, the NASDAQ sweep back towards the 250s. We'll see if anything like that happens. Finally, SPY. Up this week, down today. Not necessarily bearish, right? Because we're still holding this support level right here. We've got support this day, this day, this day. And if we close and then just follow through tomorrow upwards, that could still be bullish here. On lower time frames, it doesn't look super bullish. We close up and then we're just, bam, we're slapped down. Now we're just kind of wandering upwards into resistance. All this volume right above us. All these people are trapped. They're looking to get out. So my feelings are we will probably pull back here on the SPY. But it's a Wednesday. Let's see what happens for the rest of the week. Like I said, I feel non-committal about these bearish movements here on the broad markets. I don't want to just because I'm so frequently bearish. That does not mean I want to rush into any Guys, as far as I can tell, most of the time shorting the markets or buying puts on them is a death knell because these markets, they only go up because it's rigged. It's rigged by the Fed and it's rigged by the market participants. I mean, the SPY alone, they drop. They drop low market cap stocks off of their sheet because it's the top 500. So the SPY especially is rigged to go up for those reasons, mathematically. All the poorly performing assets drop off of it, and the well-performing ones stay on it. So, I digress. You know what? Let's look at some chart requests. Let's go ahead and zoom back.
Let's do it. All right, I got a few good ones lined up here this morning. Luckily, the live chat is not too busy today, so yes, the abridged Breaking Bitcoin Wednesday edition should be able to handle all of these. Let's get into the first one. Now, this one I had up for a while, and I think you more or less answered it during your BTC analysis, Alex, and this was from Boris Bitcoin. Do you guys think we go back to 40K first or 50K?
I do think we'll go back to 40K first. Yeah.
There you have it. Jason, how do you lean? You lean toward 50 or 40? You're neutral. I know your position.
I'm neutral in the middle right now. Just depends on how sideways we go. I really do think that we could get a tap of 42, but I think 40 would probably lead us to lower lows. So, I mean, right now, I just don't know what to expect. I expect some sideways here at least, and then we'll probably test 42, but I don't know about testing 40 first. But that's not really something I need to know.
He's neutral, guys. Let's leave it at that. But our first request comes from Subtextually, Avalanche USD, Cardano USD, and Doge. A short outlook on Doge, please. Subtext asks. Let's start with Avalanche. Avalanche is a big mover of the day. I'm curious about Avalanche myself.
AVAX. Looks strong.
I would suggest to you it is time to take profits. All the way up, I've been like, keep holding. On lower time frames right now, this is starting to look overextended. On the 4 hour right here, this looks very toppy. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced necessarily.
Yeah, that could very easily continue to the upside, but it's no time for an entry.
I mean, you're up 3x this week. I would take some profits here. The whole way up, it has been, just keep buying. It looks good. Right now, it looks like it's probably time to take profits. I would look for a pullback towards, back towards like $15, $20. We may never see, it looks like $13 is the new floor for AVAX. I would be shocked if we broke this area. We may never see sub $10 AVAX again. But for now, this is still a good, 75% pullback towards that area? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we may never see sub $10 prices on AVAX again. But for right now, I think taking profits in this area and then looking to rebuy in these areas, or at least here, would make a lot more sense. All right, there's AVAX. What's Doge? Let's see. This looks super ugly, guys. So what do we see here on lower time frames? All right, so we wick up into this area on the first pump. We come back down. And we move back up into this area, wick up here again, trade here, break down, wick up into this area again, wick up into this area again. If you ask me, this looks very bearish. And I know subtextually you've been wondering when is the time to take out a short on Doge. It might start to be time, this area. I think this, if you were looking for a short, this is a decent area to look for it because this gives us a very... this is giving us a good
easy
play
stop.
An easy stop. If we're back up above this area, we're probably wrong. Yeah, and maybe you'll want to use a soft stop. Maybe we'll wake up and then come back down. But if we got above 9 cents, then we're wrong about the short. But for right now, this is looking pretty good for like a good short on the 4 hour. We just need kind of a cross under to get that continuation signal, and then boom. And where will we take it to? I think I'm still looking to take it towards 2 cents. You can see all this volume below us, just thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, and the coin like that, man, that could be done in 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like a really beautiful short here on Doge. So those are my feelings on it. If you're in Doge and you're in profit, what a great place to take profit, guys. You're at resistance, right? What don't we do at resistance? We don't long resistance, and sometimes we take profits. So think hard and long about this, folks. Does this look like
Don't let your emotions of being rich get in the way. Take some profits.
Yeah. It's funny. This is going to end up being backwards. I thought it was going to go down, then up. It's going to go up, then down. Good old price. Oh, well. So there was Doge, AVAX, and what was the third one, please?
Cardano USD, ADA.
ADA having a day.
Yeah, it is. Just still going. No signs of weakness here. Well, we're getting a similar sign of weakness on the 4 hour that we are on AVAX. We could, this could be, part of the market-wide pullback that I was talking about a little earlier. Just kind of settling alts down a little bit. This trend line doesn't want to work out. Maybe on ADA. Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing. ADA may just keep going. This is actually almost a continuation. If this wasn't such a big candle, this would be a continuation signal I would consider taking. I mean, we make a new high above long-term resistance. That's generally a signal that you guys know I like to take. And then we'd be taking it up to like another 30%, another 15, 20%, up to like 2,200 sats here, which is, where? I guess it'd end up being right around $1, wouldn't it? I think ADA looks good. For right now, there's, except for these few smaller time frame sell signals, which are questionable. It's maybe I'm wrong to be bearish in this spot. I just don't see any weakness in ADA. I think ADA is going to continue to perform well here. I think a lot of the major alts are going to continue to perform well in this spot. What's
All
next?
right. Well, that would be the trio for subtext. Thank you so much for the request. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from Mr. Ether. BNB is still crushing it, he asks. Let's take a look at BNB.
Is that really a request, though, or was it a comment?
It's got a question mark, so...
Okay, well, it must be your question then.
BNB is a top mover, so let's give it a look.
Let's just take
Give it a fair shake.
All right. Well, this is our final resistance level here. We kind of pierce up to there and just sit here. I think BNB needs to pull back, man. There's really nothing to do here on it. If you're prop, I know Mr. Ether doesn't trade. He's a long-term holder, so he probably doesn't, care day to day, but we were talking about 150 being one of these big long-term resistance levels. I think you could definitely stand to take some profits off the table here on BNB. And then, it would still be totally normal for us to pull back here and retest, $100 or maybe even retest this previous high down here of $75. So, yeah. Those are my feelings. This is not a bad area to be taking profits. This is one of our resistance levels. What's next?
All right, let's get into the next one. This comes from Jose Alves. Question for later. In markets with such a bull posture as we've been in, do you always apply the TP1 50%, TP2 30% rule on trades, or are you more flexible so you have bigger positions to ride the wave? What are your thoughts on taking profits in the bull market, guys?
I have tried switching it around when I feel like the bull markets are really moving, to like 20, 30, 50 instead of 50, 30, 20, where you save, the rest of your position to take off at the very end. I would say my experience was generally negative. There were a few times where it worked out in my favor, but looking over our trades, most of the time it is very rare that the market is popping off all over the place. And even when the market is popping off all over the place, you can't guarantee that the coins that you have right now are the ones that are going to be popping off on any given day. I so often will hit take profit 1 and then take profit 2, and then we just miss take profit 3, or we come back down, we get stopped out of break even, or we get an exit signal on our trades. And when that happens, that means we're left sitting on 50% of our position that we never really did anything with, rather than 20% left over like we do when it's the other way around, when it's the 50, 30, 20. So I generally I'm not flexible in that way. And here's a good reason why. It's because the system was not tested with that in mind. It's just, it seems like a common sense idea, and it seems like it might work, and it seems like we would make more money doing it. And so it seemed like a good idea. But then when I did it, I'm not convinced that we were any more profitable, and it sometimes seemed like we were coming out less profitable. Even though, the markets were bullish, and, I eventually came to realize that the reason why is because if I want a system that is, has longer targets for use when the markets are bullish, then I need to design a system for that in mind. I can't just use a system that I have lying around and be like, okay, let me just change a few things about it. I won't test it, and then I'll just use it, and I'm sure it'll work great. Obviously, in retrospect, I guess it's not surprising that it didn't work. And it's because, I didn't really test it. And then when I live tested it, it was just meh. So you could make a system that is biased towards longer termish holds. You're probably going to have more misses, but you could totally build one. But I wouldn't try and convert one system into another type of system.
Yeah, and I have quite a bit I can weigh in on this too, because I have people ask me this question all the time. Well, you're just leaving so much profit on the table, and you're doing this and you're doing that. But at the end of the day, are you really leaving any of that profit on the table if you never took profit in the first place? So when I run my systems, consistency is the key. Like, if you're not doing the same thing every single time and then have like a year of data, that's what I'm really waiting for, is a full year of complete data doing one thing, so then I can know the consistencies within it. Then I can go back and look to see if it would have been any better changing, say, maybe to 40, 30, whatever. Just I can do those variants much later. But I think it's a mistake for most people make, that they focus on the times when they're not the norm. Like now they're like, well, with the market's moving so much, don't we want to move it so we can lock in more profit and stuff like that? Like, that's the FOMO in you. That's the greed speaking. Because why would you make a system that tried to ride the times that rarely happen? I mean, you're going to end up getting smoked that way. So for me, I've just stayed very consistent with at least hit 50. If you hit 30, great, which would be 2 ATR. But then you can get a little bit loose with, okay, I'm going to let this last 20% run. Just make sure you lock in that first step, because then it gives you the chance next time to do it again because you're locking in profit. Whether you just be like, okay, I'm just going to do 50 and then just let it go. And then, it comes all the way back down and stops out at break even. But then you go back and look, that did hit TP2, but it's the bull market. So I wanted to, so it's inconsistencies like that are going to end up washing you out. So you need to just stick with something consistently over time, then go back and test it to see if it actually works. Like Alex said, you need to leave that system alone and develop another system for these market conditions. And I'm sure like GBU Wally could attest to there's different bots that work differently in different market conditions. I mean, it's just you need a different strat sometimes.
That's right, guys. This is what we try to practice here at CC is discipline and developing productive routines, not counterproductive ones, but productive ones, guys. And you got to stay disciplined. You got to build these routines out that I know you want to be greedy, especially in a bull market like this. It seems almost like a no-brainer, but there's just something about taking 50% off the table at TP1 that just, in the long term, it's a recipe for success. Trying to tweak that now in the middle of this bull market,
just consider it your emotional fee.
Yeah, as Alex explained, he tried it other ways, and it seems like this is probably the best way to do it, guys. I know we're greedy, but
there are probably other good ways to do it. This is just the one that we have tested and are doing.
We try to curb that greed here, guys. I know we all want moonshots, we all want to make a fortune overnight, but at CC here, guys, it's a real tortoise and a hare approach to trading, to gaining wealth and growing your portfolio. And I think that's why our members like us so much. We are not irresponsible. We're not major risk takers. We really do just kind of chisel away at the gains little by little. And in the bull market, we still end up doing pretty damn well, guys. So let's...
that statue of David was a piece of marble at one point. You think it just turned into that? Like... You got to chip away at it.
All right, so we pretty well covered Jose's question. I really like that. Thank you so much, Jose, for the question. We will certainly maybe even clip that for later. Let's take a look at the next one. This one comes from Rodney Lauer. Is Atom a worthwhile hold? Also, it got listed to staking on Binance today. Any thoughts on Atom, guys? Maybe take a quick look at Atom chart.
I got myself a bag of Atom.
We can look at the chart, but I'm the wrong guy to ask about long-term holds. I'll say right now we're getting a sell signal on the daily. If you're in Atom, I would look to take profits around here, and then maybe look for a pullback towards $12 or so. That's looking kind of nice right here. But yeah, you can see the take profit signal right there. As far as a long-term hold, I hear good things about it, but I'm just not the guy to ask. I'm a chart jockey. I don't know much about the blockchain. Yeah. I don't claim to be a huge expert. I feel like you almost have to be able to read code. Otherwise, you're just kind of taking people's marketing for granted. I mean, someone says my blockchain does this. I don't read code.
Does it? Yeah. Does it really?
Yeah, if you say so, buddy. All right.
All right, Justin, son.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, don't get me started on that. And anyway, yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm not the person to ask as far as whether it's worth it for a long-term hold. It's probably worth holding till the end of this bull market. I've heard a lot of hype for it. People are excited for it beyond the bull market. You guys know how I feel about long-term holding anything.
Indeed. Yep, I'm going to concur. I've heard similar things. Atom, aka Cosmos, is a solid project. So as far as short to medium term, it could very well be a decent hold for the duration of this bull market. But beyond that, tough to say. This is still an industry in its infancy, rife with speculation. Let's get into the next question. This is from Crypto Bull requesting comp USDT, please.
All right. I think same story here. I think it's time to take profits on comp in this spot. Yeah, we're getting we got a sell signal last week. We just kind of pumped up and retested this high area. We could pump up a little bit more. I think I'd like to see us sweep the high, But overall, this is looking pretty weak, and I think I'd like to see a pullback towards the $300 range. Somewhere down here. So I bet if we took out a trend-based fib extension, it would tell us that we're sitting around pretty big resistance right now. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Come up here. We peg the 4.236. This is all resistance, guys. I would expect us to pull back towards the $300 range, right down here. So far, all the alts we're looking at they pumped huge over the past 2 weeks, and now they're showing signs of lower time frame weakness consistent with a pullback. Let's get some more alts. Feed me, Jack.
Good, because we are running low on time, guys. Just another reminder, we have the mentorship session to get to. We got to cut the show short today. We will try to get to these requests. At this point, we're pretty full up. Anybody dropping requests now in the last 5 minutes, we might not get to it. Please, guys, we are full up on requests. Let's get into the next one, Alex. This one comes from Polly B. TOMO for later, please. Yeah, quick look at TOMO. And we got Avalanche
TOMO.
coming right up.
TOMO.
No, we already looked at Avalanche.
That's right, we did. My mistake.
TOMO is looking kind of strong here on the daily. So we pump up over the previous all-time high. We hold it. And then today, we sort of retest all the volume in this entire area. And if we close back up here, I think we'll just continue. It's a big if. It's going to depend on how we close the day. If TOMO follows the rest of the markets and ends up breaking down here, then I would expect we'll probably fall back into this trading range between $1.50 and 50 cents. We'll see what happens then. We could even end up retesting all the way down here. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's going to really depend on the day's close. If it closes up here, it could be strong. If it closes back down here, that's weak. So we'll see. What's next?
Thank you. Let's get into the next one. All right, so we did Avalanche. Did we look at Avalanche Bitcoin by any chance?
We didn't, but those charts are practically identical.
Oh, right.
I mean, Avalanche's rise is all Avalanche. It's not Bitcoin based. So.
All right, Crypto Bull. For the sake of time, we got to keep moving.
Sorry, man, but it's the same story. It's going to be the same
chart.
Just a delay in the live chat. Thoughts on Link and Stellar? Let's take a quick look at those two.
Sure.
Haven't heard the Link Marines being very loud lately.
Well, we're still making new highs, but we're doing it inside of the moving average.
Yeah.
There's
nothing to do.
Yeah, man, this is just so ugly for our system right here. This is like your system nightmare. So yeah, for right now, I would suggest that there is nothing to do here. We're rising on falling volume, and it's not a great sign. So I would just. If you're in Link, I guess you can keep holding. I don't see any sell signal yet, but I don't see a buy signal that you're going to want to take right at the second either. So we'll keep our eyes on it. So it was Link and Stellar.
Stellar. Hold the line on Link, boys. We're taking to $1,000.
It's not a very pretty candle today.
It's going to probably end up being a bearish engulfing candle.
Yeah, if we close today down, then that's going to be very rough, guys.
Yeah, you just have to wait for the close on the daily on this one, because if you do close bullish, it could be a continuation.
12 hours telling us to be out. Crossed under here. And we do have a 12-hour bearish engulfing already. We'll see if it closes. I would suggest that right now there's nothing to do on Stellar. I wouldn't take a long here, but there's not a short we can take yet either. We don't even have a daily sell signal. But because of the way the other alts are, they're kind of looking like they're just, how something is like tipping over. It's not on its way to falling yet, but it certainly looks a little off balance. Because of the way the other alts are looking a little off balance, I just don't like this here. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll just come down, we retest the previous high, and then we continue onwards on XLM. And, all the worry is for nothing. But let's just sit to the side and keep our eyes on it for right now. I don't like it right here. What's next?
All right, brilliant. Let's keep moving along. We got quite a few left to do. Here we go. This next one comes from Theo. Also requested Stellar. That just got done. But Civic, CVC.
We're getting sell signals here on the daily. Boom, boom, boom. We've got pretty strong resistance overhead. I would say for right now to take profit, if we make a new high and we close above, what is that, 25 cents? Yeah, it's 25 cents. If we close above 25 cents, boom, it'll be beautiful. We'll probably get a huge pump out of it. But while we're under 25 cents, while we're under resistance like this, I'm super not interested in it, especially with all these sell signals. I mean, our system is screaming not now or get out. If you're in it, good job, take your profit, hop out for right now. So we'll see what happens. But for Civic, just really not interested in it at this level.
All right, this is where I come in and say get out.
Yes, get to the dollar.
All right, let's get to the USDT indeed. Here we go. We got Daniel here requesting AAVE BTC. Thank you.
All right. Looking like I'm just seeing some weakness here. Where's our trend? All right, trend. There we go. Let's try a log chart here. So this is interesting. You see, we're breaking below the log trend here, the daily log trend. What do lower time frames look like? On lower time frames, we're making lower highs. I think I'm not feeling AVE here. I think we may get a pullback in AVE like we're looking at in some of the other alts here. So this could just be a simple pullback to retest the previous high here. So see, back in September, we had an all-time high. We break above it. I think it'd be pretty normal to come back down and retest this high, but that's still a pretty big movement. This is a 35-40% movement down. So it's not insignificant. Oh, that's another sign here. This daily, as you can see, we put in a bearish divergence on the daily right here. That's pretty rough. So I really do think we'll be breaking down below the daily baseline here on AVE Bitcoin. It might be time to take profits if you're an AVE and just wait and see. It could be wrong. It happens. But to me, this is looking a little weak. What's next?
All right, here we go. Excuse me. Let's get into the next request. This comes from Super Relax as well as BFlow, both talking about Ripple. Ripple wants to pop, and BFlow says Ripple USDT looks like a continuation log. I think we looked at Ripple, though, didn't we?
We talked about it.
We didn't. And you're right. It may be interested in popping here. I was looking at it earlier today because a Ripple, I think, should probably be included in what people consider the major alts. It just because, I mean, it was briefly number 4 or just a couple weeks ago, right? So I think it would be a mistake not to consider Ripple to be a major alt just because it's been having a rough go of it. This would be the continuation signal right here at the end of today. As you can see, we're above the daily baseline. We come back in and we get a baseline bounce here, potential long. I was looking at this on lower time frames earlier today. You can see I've already got a trend line drawn out here. I was thinking it could make sense to take XRP back up towards the 1500 sats, which would translate to like about a 40-50% move on the USDT pairing, which right now we're here. I'm not I'm not super happy with the way the USD pair looks here. But I will say this. If we close the day above 50 cents here, then I bet you could take it for a retest of 65, 70 cents and come up to this area a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, we spent quite a lot of time down here. We moved up. We've retested this support area. It held. Bounced once, bounced twice off of it. So I guess this is probably the most unbiased XRP charting you'll be able to get out of me. And I think it doesn't look that bad right here, right now. But it's going to depend a lot on overcoming this high. If we close below this high, then this is all just be a retest, and we break down here, and then just make all these people who mortgage their homes very sad.
Oh.
Yeah. What's next?
All right, let's get into the next request. Make good pace so far. Let's keep going. JG, channel supporter, asked, is 14K on the cards if we come down for Ethereum? Maybe you went 1.4K, $1,400. Do you think $1,400 is in the cards for Ethereum on a significant pullback?
Oh, if we had a significant pullback, I would say $800, $900 is on the cards.
Yeah, we were looking at 800.
Yeah.
All right.
So that would look something like, basically we would come back down. We'd probably trade sideways in this area for just a little bit and then break down and just retest all this area right here. So everybody who's gotten into a long is just completely untested. They haven't been stopped out of any of these. So you set your stop here, you're cool. You set your stop here, you're cool. If you set your stop here, you're cool. Set your stop here, you're cool. See, all these are unretested. So I do think I would love to see, I mean, I would love to see it personally, but, just from the way I know the price works and how the markets tend to work, I don't see all of these people getting to keep their profits. I see them getting stopped out. That's what I see happening.
That's usually what happens most of the time, so it's usually a good thing to bet on.
Yeah. So we're waiting on some signals here. So far, it's all just my own personal feelings about the way the market's looking, but you would think you'd be seeing a little bit more upward momentum here, but we're just kind of petering out, don't you think? Oh, well, what's next?
All right, let's get into the next one. This one is for X Windor in the live chat requesting Graph, RSR, and RUNE USDT pairs if you guys have time. Thanks again, great show every day, he says. Graph, RSR, RUNE. I did notice somebody else above also asked for Graph. Let's see here.
GRT.
Yep, Ryan was taken, says, can you look at GRT? Looks great on the 1 hour and 4 hour for continuation to new highs.
Well, I mean, on the daily, it looks good.
Basically, yeah. If we can, on lower time frames, if we can close here above $1.10, then yeah, I do think there's a chance we could have a continuation. But we'll have to actually close above that level. And right now, we just have these wicks up into here, and then this big rejection. So I would keep your eyes on this trend. And if we break below it, I would be out. And if we stay above it and we keep moving up, then stay in. Jeez Louise, stay in. We'll probably keep pumping super hard. But we have to hold this trend, okay, guys? So keep your eyes on this line. And if we break below it, that's a bad sign.
Eyes on the line.
Yep, keep your eyes on the line. What's next? I'm sorry.
No problem. RSR and RUNE.
All right. Reserve rights. What I tell you guys, it's a beaut. It's a beaut. I told you yesterday that it looked really good. Did any of you buy some? I bought some. I bought some at 4.9 cents or something like that. So I think I'm like 10 to 15% in profit. I think I bought like here, something like that. So Yeah, I think this looks really incredible. As you can see, we are closing above this trading range here today. This is a really great sign for continuation. Let's go into higher time frames. As you can see yesterday, this is the signal that I took yesterday. We close above the trading range. So I'm like, I'm in right here at 4.9 cents. Totally. Get moving a little bit more today. Hopefully it doesn't follow those other alts that I thought looked like they were going to pull back. But I like this because we come in here and we break the previous all-time high here. We come back down and we retest it for 2 months. It holds. And then we pump up and we break the trading range that we've been inside for 2 months. So overall, I think this is very bullishly postured. I still like it, and I still think this has a possibility to go ahead. And then if we're wrong, if we close back down here, I'll probably be out back inside this trading range. So this is essentially my stop. It's a soft stop. We could, I mean, we did break back down in here earlier today, and I'm not super concerned.
Can't micromanage.
Yeah, especially on a Uniswap trade. You know, I don't even fucking have a stop on this trade.
Yeah, right. You can't even have one.
Yeah, which is why, you know, you take small positions and you're very careful about how you manage your trade. But I like it. So I still say reserve rights looks good here. And, you know, I personally am writing it myself right now. We'll see if it ends up being a good idea. But what's next?
All right, let's keep it moving. We've got... did we do RUNE? I was not...
I did not do RUNE.
Okay.
All right, let's RUNE it up.
I ruin the day.
I guess same story that we're getting on a lot of these pairs is that we're starting to see weaknesses on lower time frames here. So look at this 12-hour bearish divergence that we have here. So you can see our oscillator is printing lower highs while price is printing this higher high. While we begin to cross below the 12-hour baseline, while we're here at resistance. Overall, I think RUNE is starting to look a little weak in this spot. We don't have any sell signals yet on the daily or the 3-day. It's just the 12-hour and below where we're starting to look a little weak. If you can see, I mean, you can see it. So here we are. This is a nice bearish engulfing candle on the 12-hour. We pump up, and then we're just slapped right back down, way harder than we were pumping up. And that's a sign of bearishness. And we're getting this bearish divergence, and we're getting this sell signal. So overall, I'm not super excited about RUNE. At least, I mean, not comparatively.
Are we currently in a RUNE signal?
I don't think so.
I think we are.
Maybe you are. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure it's your signal.
Are you double sure? Let's look this up.
I just say I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're right. All right.
See?
Did we hit 526 today? I was wrong. High of... No, I think we're probably going to have to do an early exit on this trade. Or, no, we won't even be able to do that today. We'll see. We may end up getting stopped out on it. That would stink.
It is what it is, though. Can't win them all.
Yep.
It's important to point them all out.
Sorry, guys. All the trades, they just start to blend together in my head. From one 24-hour period to the next, I couldn't tell you what trades were in.
I get you.
Okay.
Well, I guess we could... is there a couple left? You want to wrap up?
Yes, we do got to wrap because we do have that mentorship session. I do feel bad not being able to get all of these, but I'm going to name them off, Alex, and you tell me which ones you want to take a quick look at. We have EOS, Ontology, Wise, INJ, Win, Ontology again, Cake, something called SNDL, and Reefer, and RSR. Okay, good. So we did a few of those. So I'm going to repeat them again.
These are all really awesome. SNDL is Sundial. It's a marijuana growing stock. Gosh. We'll do the one stock since I just mentioned it. It's just going, man. So, yeah.
So what's the deal with Sundial? Are they have they revolutionized the cannabis market or something?
No, what happened is Democrats got swept into office.
Oh, so legalization's on the table again?
What, you don't think so?
Okay, Could be. So what?
We about to get high?
So is U.S. wheat stocks pumping? Is that what I take away? But please do tell. Don't let me interrupt.
I mean, yeah, basically. So, yeah, sundial looks really good, but I mean, you missed your opportunity, buddy. This is a good place to take profits. The $3 range, I like that. But I mean, we could be $6 by the end of the year. I think there's still a lot of room here. But I am not buying the top of this candle. You know what I mean, guys? So, what's next?
All right, I'll name off the last few, and you tell me which ones you want to take, just because we're low on time, guys. I wish we could get to them all, but with the channel bursting in popularity, even on a day where we dedicate 2+ hours, we can't get to them all. EOS, Ontology, INJ, Wise Token.
Here's Wise. Remember, guys, we were just talking about this yesterday, about how taking a long in this area didn't make sense, because it could kind of go either way, even though it looks strong. Now, here we are 2 days later. You'd be underwater on that long. And now this looks kind of weak, right? Doesn't this look like we're trapped under resistance right here? We're going to head down here? Exactly. And that is why we look for low-risk entries, why we don't buy things at resistance, and why we wait for confirmation. So we're going to keep staying out of Wise for right now. Cake.
That was my thoughts.
Too many options here.
Cake BNB specifically was being requested.
Oh, okay. It looks stuck at resistance to me right here. I would suggest to you that right now is not a good time to be longing it. And if you are long it, it might be a good time to take profits. It looks kind of like we're at resistance right now. See this big ledge of resistance that would just break down, and now we're stuck underneath it? This is all resistance above us. These are trap buyers right here. I'm not interested in taking this long. I might be interested in taking the short eventually. Maybe just down to a retest of like 3.5 cents or so. You know, we're at a high. Oh, boom, we break down, accumulate, break back up. So, yeah, that's sort of how I see this playing out right here. I don't really like this long. And then
looks like a
throw
failure.
2 more charts at me, and then we're done.
Cool. All right, we are officially in the overtime segment. Would you like to look at, let's see here, Ontology, WIN, INJ, EOS?
We will look at Ontology and EOS.
All right, let's do it.
Ontology, we are in along with. This is a good area to be taking profit on Ontology. As you can see, we're right at resistance. Long-term resistance. Boom, boom, boom. This is a good area to take some profits and then just kind of wait and see. Maybe we'll keep pumping. Maybe. But that is not necessarily a guarantee in a place that has historically been resistance again and again and again. I do like the volume coming into this, though. So we're long ONT. We're probably just going to remain long here. I'll move up my stop, and we'll keep seeing what happens. And then what was the other one? EOS. That's right.
That's right.
Big day today on EOS, and then we had a pullback. I would just like to see us hold this area. We're above resistance here, here, and here. As you guys know, I picked up some EOS around like $3.30. So I don't really feel like getting scared off of this chart by very much downtrend. As you can see, we've got a pretty strong base below us. However much price is going to go down from here, man, I don't see us dropping below $2.50. Even March didn't, push us down much below that, and we haven't been able to go down below $2.50 all year. So I feel like this base that EOS has built here, it's given us a rock solid idea of just how much risk we have on, right?
Mm-hmm.
we know price is just not going to go below $2.50. It didn't for like the entire last year. And now it's pumping above these resistances that have previously been holding us down. So I still say EOS is good to go. I don't, the rest of the market, some of them want to pull back. Some of them seem to want to go. EOS seems to be one of those ones that seems to want to go. So we'll see what happens with it. But I like it. Let's end on that.
Right, nice excuse me, note to end on. I'm gonna quickly revisit the poll, see how the poll is looking. Let's quickly bring that up on screen, guys. Here we go. Gonna refresh it to get the latest results. All right, here we go. 37 votes in on today's poll. The question again is, now that Elon Musk has announced the purchase of Doge for his toddler, what sort of crypto are you looking to gift your younglings? The leading response, the first one, of course, is Bitcoin. Apparently, Bitcoin is the gift to give. Just make sure kids are responsible with it. Maybe teach them a thing about storing private keys. Let's see here. 8% Papa Musk is right. Doge is a great gift. 8% of the audience thinks Doge is the great gift. And finally, USD. Yeah, I guess kids just want the USD. 14% of respondents say, y'all are crazy. I'm giving my kid USD. America. Yep, it's a great American tradition. You give your kid
accumulated family wealth.
The USD. And what was the rifle that kid got in that Christmas movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Christmas
I know
Story?
exactly what you're talking about.
Red Rider, something Rider.
Red Rider.
It was the BB.
Yeah, Red Rider BB gun.
All right, so what's the name of that movie? Christmas Story?
Yeah, Christmas Story.
All right, Christmas Story. Okay, guys, so you heard it here. The kid deserves a wad of cash. You hand the kid some cash, so you cash in half that stimmy check, give it to your kid, and don't forget the Red Rider rifle as well. You got to get him started early, guys.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
It's an American
That's
tradition.
What you do with every stimulus check. You go and buy guns like a red-blooded American.
Right.
That's what we spend our stimulus checks on. Damn it!
I like it.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yes, that's true. That's a good quote for that movie. Oh my god, and it keeps so true. It's like, just like Doge. It's like, you're gonna blow out your portfolio, kid. Don't buy the Doge, but you don't listen, and then you end up.
You just gotta get out there and shoot.
Yep. All right, guys, that's it. It's been a great episode. I hate to wrap so quickly, but yes, we do have something else to get to. See everybody in the mentorship session. Much love to our audience. Thank you so much, everybody joined us this Wednesday. We're going to be back Thursday, guys, for the Thursday edition of the Breaking Bitcoin Doge update. Not much else to say. I'm checking out here. Leave the last words to our other analysts.
I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything prepared.
Right.
You've just been talking for 2 hours.
Just wave goodbye to them. Tell them how much you love them.
Yeah, just make sure you guys are patient with your positions, trade safely, risk appropriately. We don't know which way we're going to go here. It's kind of in limbo, so it's okay to not have to take a position. So just sit on your hands, guys. Be careful.
40K Bitcoin, here we come.
But look to the alt markets, I think.
All right, we're out. Much love, everyone. Cheers.
See you tomorrow. Trade safely.
Bye, guys.